The following is a statement from the Antigua and Barbuda Workers Union.
On Saturday, 8 July 2023, the Prime Minister and Point FM launched an unprovoked attack on employees at the Antigua Port Authority and the West Indies Oil Company Limited. He stated further that the Antigua and Barbuda Workers Union, bargaining agent for these two groups of workers, is wanting to make unreasonable demand on the government and its agencies for salaries and wages. He further asserts that the union wants the government to fail. Prime Minister Browne went on to state, as if it was fact, that longshoremen make $160,000 a year in earnings. This is far from the truth. Not one longshoreman earned that in a year. More so, the Prime Minister is outrightly lying to the public. We wish to advise the Prime Minister and inform the country that the question of overtime and royalties are not paid by the port nor the government. They are charged and paid by the vessels or their agents. The Prime Minister was misled as to this fact. We further wish to advise the Prime Minister that it is the Antigua and Barbuda Workers Union and its vision for progress that has allowed this noble institution to survive for 56 years in the service of its members and continue to be the union of choice as seen by the recently held vote at the West Indies Oil Company Limited. The question we ask the Prime Minister, and we wish for him to advise the nation, is whether his recent comments have anything to do with the Exim Bank's demand for the port to meet its obligation on its loan payment to the bank or else. Was the government served with a demand notice in the recent meeting with the Exim Bank for its inability to meet its loan payment? On the issue of wages, the Prime Minister must understand that there is something called the value of jobs. These jobs on the port have been in existence long before he became Prime Minister and will remain long after he leaves the office of Prime Minister. The risk involved in these jobs and with the watchful eye of the union over the years have brought great benefits to individuals who perform the task. The union has been supportive of the port's redevelopment initiative. We have amended our collective agreement to allow for the port to be able to deliver goods to customers within a reasonable time by allowing 3 shifts and extending the working week. However, the port continues to operate until 4 p.m. Monday to Friday because of government's lack of ability to modernize the operations of the port by paying the Customs and Excise Department overtime for working beyond 3:30. Therefore extending the operation. Where in a modern society do you see a port closing at 3:30 p.m. every day and on weekends? The Prime Minister should be focused on expanding the operating hours by resolving the issues with the Customs Department rather than picking a fight with us who are performing and producing. A fight he cannot win. This is not the first time he has gone on record of threatening the port workers. We call on him to cease and desist from his unwarranted attack. The workers at the port kept this country afloat during the pandemic. They are essential workers, not laborers. They're skilled operators, qualified tally clerks who work hard. The attitude of the Prime Minister in his condescending remarks seemed to suggest that port workers are ignorant, unskilled laborers who earn above their ability. This is far from the truth. We wish to remind him that these workers voted in the last election and will vote in future elections. We also wish to remind the Prime Minister that striking is our weapon of last resort. It is a fundamental right which we have in the pursuit of justice, and that right will never be denied of us. So if we must use it, we will, at any time against any employer, even government. We do not care which political party is in control of the government. We put you on notice that you will not ever be allowed to take away our right to strike. The Prime Minister's constant attack on organized labor is much cause for concern. We have sent the clip of his attack on the Antigua and Barbuda Workers Union to the International Transport Union, who expressed concern over his insulting remarks towards workers and their representative. We at the Antigua and Barbuda Workers Union therefore scoffs at his remark and sees them as distraction from the real issue of the government's inability to meet its payment to the Exim Bank. We further caution the Prime Minister of idly threatening the jobs of poor, ordinary, working class people who work hard for their money. A word to the wise is sufficient.